Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pramod Kumar and this video is the second video on Tailwind CSS in React. In my last video I showed how to configure Tailwind CSS in React and how to use it on basic HTML elements. If you have not seen the video, please check the description. I have given the link for that video. In today's video, I'll show you how easy it is to create a modal pop-up component using Tailwind CSS in this React application. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to stay updated with my latest videos. Let's start. I have the same user registration form from my last video. I've just added a button here called open pop-up, which on click should open the modal pop-up. So to start with, I'll create a component called model and then let's see how we can bring it here. So I have created this file. Let me make it as a React component. I have created this simple React component. Let me use it in the app component. So I'll add this like this and I'll get that content of this particular component here. So the model component is added now, but in order to make this as a model pop-up, so the pop-up is actually supposed to be popped out of the current screen on click of some button or some action. So for that to happen, this model and its particular container should be on top of the user registration form. So let me do something here, some styling, and try to achieve this. So I have two divs here. One, the outer div, I can name it as container and the inner one as a content div. So let me style the outer div in such a way that this container is sitting on top of the user registration form. For that to happen, I can use the style class called or style attribute called position. So here I'm using the position fixed. So when I make it as fixed, that particular container is fixed irrespective of what is happening on the screen. And I'll add another property called top 0, which actually makes this container start with the 0 0 position from the top left corner. So now you can see that the model has moved to the top left corner, and then I can give it a width of the complete screen and height of the complete screen. So now this container is in the complete screen. Let me give some background color to this. So let me say I am giving background color 500. Yeah, so I got the background color 500, but the screen that was behind this is now not visible. To get it to visible state, I can use this opacity. So let's say I'm giving a opacity of 50. Now you can see that there is a container on top of the user registration form. Now I will try to style the actual content here. So for me, the requirement is that this model content should be in the center of the screen. So for that to happen, I can do it with the help of flex layout and giving a justify uh, items as center, and there is one more called items center. So justify center moves it on the horizontal way and item center moves it on the vertical way. Now when I save it, this model comes and sits in the center. I'll do some minimum height and minimum width to this. So for example, if I give a minimum height of 400 and minimum width of say 400 pixels and a background color of white, I am able to get this particular model pop-up window. This model text is actually hard-coded here. Let me try to pass it from the parent and then use it here. So children, and that can be a React node or it can be anything. It can be simple text or a React node or anything that can be displayed. So let me pass in here as a child. Testing. So upon doing this and then having the same thing here, children, I should be able to get the testing here. Okay, so model usually contains three main parts: the header, the footer, and the middle content area. We can actually create them as part of the model definition by passing some parameters for header, footer, and content, or we can create them as a separate component and then attach it to the model as a compound components. I'll show you how we can do that. So first, let me create a header which takes in some children. Similar to the above one, it can take a React node or anything else. Sorry, children, and I can display that. I can display the children here and can style this to show it in a little bigger font. So for that I can say text of say 20 pixels and font bold, and also I can give a border bottom with border bottom color as gray 500. And then once I have created this component, I can actually attach it to the model so that this header cannot exist by itself anymore. It will have to be called as model.header only. So now let me call it from the app component inside that. I can call like this model.header. So I can say this is header, and when I say so I get to see the header here. So this is looking fine, but I can add some padding to it so that it looks better. So padding of 2. Yeah, this looks fine for now. Later we can style it in a different way if we need. The next component that we'll have to create is content. So which will be of normal fonts and without any of these properties, and then it can just have the p2 padding of 2. I will have to attach it to the model now. And then when I use it in my app component, so it appears in the content area. And I can also give a height and width to this. So let me do that, a minimum height and minimum width, and then it can take the height of the content that is present. So for that I'll say min height of say some 300 pixels for now, and later we can change it according to our need. And then I can also give overflow as auto, so that in case it is overflowing it will create a scroller. Now that's the model header and content. The last thing that I would want is the model footer, so that also let me create. And footer can also have a border top, and I'll give the same color gray of 500. And then I'll attach it to the model. And then I can use it here. And this is how it looks. In this model pop-up, the next point to cover is the size of this model pop-up. So for that, what we can do is we can have a property here called size, and with that parameter we can size the model pop-up. So I have taken three values to that: LG, MD, and SM. LG for large, MD for medium, and SM for small. And by the value of this, I can actually change the size of this. Let me pass some value in the beginning. Okay, and there is, let me expand this for now. So in, if you see, actually I have given them minimum width of 400 pixels here. Now let me remove that, and with the help of this size, I'll give the value. For that, let me create a method here, or a function called get width, which could be of use memo, because it's a method that can be memoized. So use memo of uh, it can be for size here, and if the size is LG, which refers to the model pop-up size should be bigger, I can give as W as 11 by 12, so which takes most of the space of the screen in percentage. So similarly, if it is of MD, it can be of 8 by 12 or even 1 by 2, and if it is of SM, the size can be even smaller, that can be 1 by 4. So now when I see my screen, so this is the smaller one, SM. So if I make it as MD, it increases its size, and similarly if I make it as LG, it will be biggest. So this achieves the size problem, but there is one issue here. If at all, if this screen is opened in any smaller screen, so in the LG it looks fine, but in case of SM, it will be very narrow. To handle this, we can make use of the window size prefixes. So let me add LG. So on the large screen, this should look in this way, and in the medium screen, it can look in a little different, and in the smaller screen, let it take the most of the space. So I'll just add all three. And for the smallest screen, I don't have to add any prefix because the Tailwind CSS is designed with the smallest screen or the mobile first approach. So let me give this as one in 11 by 12 for all the three, as it's on the larger side. For this, let me give 11 by 12 for the smallest size, and say 8 by 12 for the medium one. Similarly, for the smallest one, W11 by 12 for the smallest one, and for the medium one, I can say 1 by 2. This way I can get the responsive design working. So here now, if you see my app component, it is SM. It is taking almost the complete space that is available. If I make it as MD, then also it is of same width, and if it is LG, also of same width. And these LG, MD, and SM works differently only on the bigger screen. So in this case, say I am closing this. So this is now LG, wherein MD and SM behaves differently. Yeah, this pop-up has to be appearing only after a click of this button open pop-up. So for that we can handle it through a property called show and pass it from the parent one. So I have created one show pop-up here, and on the button click I have setting that set show pop-up to true. So I'll pass that value here, show pop-up, and with the help of this show I will either show it or hide it here. So let me take show as one of the properties, and it's of type boolean, and if show is true, then show it, or else do not show it. Okay, so when you come here now, it shows when you have that button clicked and the parameter is set. But assume now I have to close this window as well, so that can be handled in two ways. One, I can give a X icon here or a close icon through which you can close this window, or another one is in the footer I can have buttons OK, cancel, or yes, no, whatever that is, and on their action I can close the, or I can set that particular show property to false. So let me do that first. So on the footer I'll create two buttons here, similar to what I had it in my app component, and I'll name it as OK, cancel. And here let me implement or let me set that show pop-up to false. So when you come here, yeah, so I can click on this and it gets closed. With this we are almost at the end of this video. We have achieved the model pop-up window on click of a button or an action in this video with the help of Tailwind CSS in React. If you have liked this video, please like, share and subscribe. I'll meet you with my next video. Until then, thank you and bye.